Hello everybody and welcome back to the Wild at Heart. We are now inside of the grove. I've rested up. It's now morning and we can kind of go on our way and continue on in our adventures. There are just a couple of little things I want to touch upon while I'm here in the grove though, because I know that we've picked up an artifact and you don't see it here. It's nowhere to be found. If you're not sure where an artifact has gone to or which upgrade it's going to go to, all you need to do is check the various signs around the grove, and we'll see here that the shell is going to be used in order to build a spriteling hearth. So we'll go ahead and build that, because it's a pretty useful upgrade. So if we examine the shell, you can see that we now have the ability to upgrade our spritelings, and we can also purchase pips. So if we're in a pinch and we need to hatch a few of these guys, then we can go ahead and purchase these here. I am at the moment going to go ahead and purchase a capacity upgrade. And we haven't brought back any other large artifacts yet. We did bring back a wooden sword, which is going to be part of Scrap Heap's collection once we bring him back the item that he needs. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an even amount of Emberlings and Twiglings and set out. And that is the first thing I'm going to do, in fact, is I'm going to go back to the trailer that we did not have the time to carry before it got dark, and we are going to have the sprites bring this over to our teleporter. I'm also going to take the time to collect some pips as well. We are going into a new area soon, and the Emberlings will be pretty helpful. And so I'd like to have as many of them as possible. Although I am getting kind of low on glint, I did just do a few upgrades and spend quite a bit of glint, so I gotta make sure I have enough glint to hatch some of these guys. Luckily, everything is pretty easy to grind for. And I may even go ahead and grab myself some twigling pips as well, just for the heck of it. I think there's still a few flowers laying around that I could do that with. So they're nearly there. I got myself lots of Emberling pips, which is fantastic. Huzzah! This rugged rickshaw is just the thing for the new Grove Trove. Come see me when you have time and we'll finish standing this museum up. In the meantime, continue sending anything you find worthy of my collection and I'll display them as soon as we're open. Alrighty, will do. So I'm just gonna take a minute here to grab myself some twigling pips. And then we will be on our way. We're gonna go and find ourselves another of our green shields. I might as well create those lily pads while I'm at it. Even though I don't really need to go over there right now. There are a few little optional things that we could do over in that area, but I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I think it's best if we just kind of carry on here and make some progress. And so we're just gonna have to walk because we don't have the teleporter set up just yet. We're actually gonna be doing some backtracking. And we're gonna go back to where we first met Scrap Heap. So you might remember this area in the Heartlands. We ran for our lives, quite literally, the last time that we were here. Now it's not so bad. It's the middle of the day, nothing to worry about. And where is... Hold on, who got lost? How did a spriteling get lost all the way up here? I need all 20 of you. I need all 20 spritelings to be able to move the next boulder in my way. Which is up here, of course. We ran past this the first time we were in this area. It didn't have enough spritelings. Now we do, so we're gonna throw all 20 to be able to move that boulder. Here is our teleporter for this area. Thank goodness. Pick ourselves up another page for the book. And then we will also be able to get the treasure chest that's down here that we spotted the last time we were in this area. So no heart root resin this time, it looks like. But lots and lots of loot, and I was able to pick up everything, which is great. That's just another thing that we don't have to worry about, and I suppose I should be sure to remember to take any of these markers off of my map, because we did have an apple marked on the map for our treasure chests. So we've taken care of that. We've got our teleporter unlocked. And we are going to be going... Whoops! I forgot all about you. I got carried away. Hold on a second. Rude to interrupt me. Just defeat this guy and then carry on my thought process here. I was gonna say we are going to be going to Wispwagon. We already did all of the work to get the way paved forward to go over there. But now that we have the Emberlings, we are able to climb up this vine, and we can get into this area now if we want to. Now this is completely optional. You do not have to come up here. This is just loot, basically. So this is going to be more of those rocks that'll give us that mesmerite. We are going to need mesmerite for a new crafting recipe. Now this is a little bit slow going. These rocks are very, very hard. It'll take them a little while to break them apart, but I figured I would show this off just so that we don't forget. It's up here. And I'm going to go back to my camp now before continuing onwards to Wispwagon. I think we'll have enough time in the day to do everything. I hope. So let's stash everything that I've got here. And then we're gonna go to the crafting bench. And with our mesmerite, you can also see it's very expensive. You can sell it for lots of money. But we want to use this stuff, and we want to be able to make this new crafting item. And this is called a kettle bomb. I do recommend bringing a few of these along with you into the next area, just to avoid any backtracking. And we actually, as a matter of fact, have quite a few things in our inventory now, and I don't think I really played around with the crafting too much. But once you have a lot of items it's pretty easy just to go ahead and try and craft some stuff. And again, this is just something you have to experiment with. We've learned a couple new recipes, so you can make recycled junk out of bottles and cans, and then you can sell these for more scrap, which is really, really useful. We also have potions in this game that we can make. And then everything else that we've created so far, like our makeshift flares, our sandwiches, and so on and so forth. I don't find myself using the potions too much. They're only really helpful in certain situations. But I have 6 kettle bombs in my inventory. Now 6 is a little much. I don't need to have all 6 of them, but 1 bout of crafting, I believe, makes 3 of them at a time. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to hatch some more Emberlings. And we're gonna carry around a full 25 to help us out in the next area. And before we carry on too far, I want to use my kettle bomb to grab ourselves a chest in this area, which is up here. Kind of going the long way here, but we saw this big cracked rock on our first trip here, and these areas is where you're going to use your kettle bomb. So use it out of the inventory, throw it, and you have to be able to throw it so that Wake or one of the Spritelings can kick it in order to activate it. So we get ourselves some more heartroot resin, we got ourselves some glint, and I suppose I should also take that one off the map. So we'll remove that. And finally we will move on. Like I said, I hope I have enough daylight to make some progress. And here we are back in Wispwagon. So this is going to be a tad bit frustrating. There are a bunch of blaze plops in our way. And unfortunately, only the Emberlings can fight them because they're on fire, obviously. And I'm hoping that by bringing along a lot of Emberlings, it'll make it a little bit easier for us. So you can see that with 15 of them rushing at these guys, it's not as bad. But they are still tricky to fight. You still want to be careful. I do recommend taking as many Emberlings as you can along for the ride, because neither the Twiglings nor Wake can help out in fighting these guys, and there's quite a few in this area here, so we're just gonna go ahead and clear the way. That way, if I don't get through this area in time for nighttime, I do not have to come back. Once again, we've got more rocks. I'm gonna let the Twiglings work on that. I'm gonna let the Emberlings work on this brush. If I want that other mesmerite, I'll break it down off screen. And I don't know if I've shown off how to get rid of beehives yet. You go ahead and you vacuum up the bees, and then you can use your Spritelings to destroy the hives. And honeycombs are another crafting item. I think we passed by a few beehives and I've just kind of ignored them. And here is another teleporter. I'm gonna go ahead and use that windmill, and this will create a shortcut to get back to the start of this area where we just entered. Alright, so we're making some great progress, but it is getting to be evening. That's what I was worried about. So I might actually have to sleep and come back and do the second part of this area later. Yeah. Before I leave, though, I am going to use another one of my kettle bombs to free another one of Litterbox's cats. It is getting late, though, so I've got to hurry. Alright, kitty. You're free. So luckily, this teleporter is right close by, and we can bring ourselves back to the Heartlands. And then from there, we can bring ourselves right over to our camp, where we will be nice and safe and sound. I will at some point showcase what it's like to be stuck outside when it's nighttime. There are gonna be certain things that we can only do in the dark later on in the game, so it's not something that you can avoid forever. But since we're just starting out, and because night just makes everything more difficult, it's just kind of not worth it. It is best just to go back to camp and rest up. So unfortunately, I didn't get through the entirety of Wispwagon in one go, but we will go back there and continue on in the next episode. I may actually walk myself over there and start over in Wispwagon fresh in the next video. I want to thank everybody so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.